What's going on, everybody? It's Davey from the 80s, and you're now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. While you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check the link below, you'll see a Patreon account. If you click it, you can become a member. All you got to do is try recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to, so click the damn link. Now, with that being said, we're here today to review The Sound of Freedom. Now, before we start this review, I want to warn you guys off top, I do not want any political discussions in this comment section, all right? All political things, all political ideology, you can leave that shit at the door. I don't want to hear it. We're just going to get into this movie and about what it represents and what it stands for, all right? So if you got anything negative to say based off of political ideology, leave that shit at the door, please, because we're just discussing the movie right now. Thank you. With that being said, we have a movie with a cast full of journeymen and women who have been all over the cinematic universe. They've done stage plays, they've done actual films, they've done a lot of work. And with that being said, this movie is a very interesting movie based on true events. This this movie is basically following the life of Tim Ballard, right? And Tim Ballard is a man who works for the government. And what he ends up doing is, this is all in the trailer, by the way. He ends up leaving the government and basically having like a private operation in order to free children who have been sold into child trafficking, like sex trafficking. And this movie basically just follows his journey of how he ended up in this situation. Like it's not like a full life story. It's really just focusing on how did he start these operations, what kind of inspired him to do so, and how he got to where he wanted to get to, right? And basically kind of like the one thing that I really enjoyed about this movie is that at the end of the movie, there's this message. And I just want to highlight one key message in the end of the movie. It's not spoilers or anything. It's talking about that two of the characters that the movie is focusing on, that he, the main actor in this movie, doesn't want you to pay attention to him, not his character. His character is not a hero. The hero in the story are the two side characters or the two children in the movie. And I felt like that spoke volumes. Also, the fact that I was in a theater that was mighty well packed. Like, I don't want to say it wasn't packed to the core, but this movie has been out for quite some time, and for it to still have people putting butts in the seat, it's a phenomenon actually. This movie is truly moving simply out of word of mouth. People are talking about this movie, and because they're talking about this movie, they're telling other people about this movie. Other people are going to go see this movie, and then they're going to tell some people, and then some other people are going to tell this movie. Because I'm be honest with you, I have seen advertisements for this movie. I haven't seen a lot, but I have seen them. There was a spot at an AMC where the actor that plays Tim stopped and spoke with the audience for a second, told them about what the movie was about, kind of plugged the organization, and then it went into the trailer, right? And then this movie is also doing something phenomenal at the end with the QR code, and you'll see it when you get there. I think that's also a pretty great idea. But another aside from that, let's just get into the story. The story is basically telling the true events that happen all around the world with child trafficking. It talks about the sting operations that Tim basically set up himself, and he actually set up and executed and got those kids to safety. So without this operation, without this sting operation, a lot of those kids would be still sex trafficking till this day. And it's kind of sad that when you're watching this movie, you really realize like how much of a problem it truly is. Like there's some stats that get thrown at you in this movie, and you're just sitting here like, there's no way that's true. I got to look that up, So it's definitely going to, after you watch this movie, you're going to be sitting there thinking to yourself, and you're going to be asking yourself, wow, like is this really going on? And what can I do to do more? Because this movie is, if anything, it's a call to arms. Like it's a call for people to actually do something and to help these people around the world who are not, as I want to say, who are as not in a situation as ourselves, where we have a little bit more protection. well, you can say what you want about our government, or we can say whatever we want about our government, but at the same time, there's people in other countries with far more corrupt governments that turn blind eyes to its citizens and allows the most heinous and hideous things to transpire. I mean, within the opening montage of the movie where the credits are rolling, you get real life footage of some things of just people getting kidnapped, children being kidnapped, and this is real raw footage of people getting taken, and that sets the tone for the damn movie. You get what I'm saying? And I mean, like I said, it's not this movie isn't to me. It tells a good story. It tells an amazing story about keeping your promises, keeping your word, and basically, uh, like basically gluing a family back together who was broken by an event, you know. And it just shows you how conniving and how leechy and how dark the people in the world really are. Like people will fake care just to get what they want, and it's scary because the we have this thought process where certain individuals are not capable of doing things like that. And we live in a world that's just so hunky-dory and clean, and nobody would ever do something like that. But the world is filled with it. And, you know, there's 54 plus children that were saved during the process of this sting operation. You know, like that's 54 people that could have been sold into that were sold into child sex. Horrible things happen to them, you know. And I know I'm just focusing a lot on the topic at hand and not really the movie, but at the same time, the movie is basically bringing awareness to this because we don't see it and it's not a part of our everyday life doesn't mean that it's not happening all around the world. You get what I'm saying? And even they talk about how different people in our country are getting arrested and thrown in jail because they're ingesting this information and looking for this information and also going out and using that information and going out and actually acting upon those desires, right? It's a scary, scary thought when you really sit down and you think about it, how horrible the world really is and how it feels like it wasn't. And then even in this movie, you learn like it's not so recently where the United States government actually really put more effort into preventing child trafficking around the world. It's a scary thought. Like it took this sting operation for them to be like, oh shit, this is really happening, right? But enough about that. The whole cast in this movie does a fantastic job. Nobody stands out as like a sore thumb or they're a terrible actor or they feel like they're dialing it home. Everybody in this movie brings their A game because I feel like everybody understands the importance of the message in this movie. And the movie's message is very important. And if this isn't about political ideology, it's about right and wrong. You know what I'm saying? The act is wrong. It's horrible. It's heinous. Those people, terrible things should happen to those people, and unforgivable things should happen to those people. They shouldn't even be on this earth. And at the same time, a lot of people are too busy focusing on, oh, what company backed this project? Oh, who put money up for this project? Oh, who's responsible for this project? Who cares? Listen to the message that's being talked about in this movie. Listen to what is really dialing home. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that could be somebody that you know, that could be you. And if it was you, would you really give a damn if it's somebody with on the red or the blue side of the politics that helps you get where you need to get? Or do you want somebody to just help you because it's the right thing to do? F the political ideology. Y'all need to stop what you're doing and go see this movie, support this movie, put money behind this movie. Because if it helps put money towards more operations to help more children, I'm here for it. So, man, this movie is fantastic. I'm not even going to give it a grade. It's a good movie. It's a great movie. Go stop what you're doing. Go take a friend. Go watch this movie. Once y'all finish, go tell a friend. Go let them watch the movie, and so on and so forth. Because this movie really doesn't have that kind of media push behind it. It has a lot of word of mouth, and a lot of word of mouth has really been helping this movie move forward. And let's keep it that way. So that's all I got. Let me know if you agree or disagree, whatever the case may be. Drop it in the comment section down below. And please, please, please remember to keep the politics out of the comment section. This is just about the movie. This is just about the message. I don't care about what side you stand on, right or left, red or blue state. I really don't care. Keep it out of the comment section. You're now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys have a magnificent day. Adios, homies.